Okay, YouTubers, here's a how not to stall in the kitchen cabinets. This is done by a contractor we're not going to name and by a company we're not going to name. When you install a Lazy Susan, you don't pinch the wires behind the walls so that you leave a big gap. This is how the Lazy Susan is laid out. See the big gap in the rear? So you know, going from the wall here to here, there to there, this is not square. When you mount cabinets together, you shouldn't be able to take your finger and hit it to where it's not even matching. That's on just about all of the cabinets. When you mount the Lazy Susan and then you mount the other cabinet out here for a dishwasher to go between, this should line up. We have the level there, and see how it hits this? This tells me that this is not even square. This Lazy Susan, if you look how it's mounted, you see you got the gap right here. Back in the back there's no gap. If you take a tape measure and measure from here to the wall, and then here to the wall, you'll see that it's not straight with the wall. This cabinet here goes beside the stove. Right now it's in good shape, but if it gets bumped because they didn't mount it to the floor before the floor guys install the wood, then the stove's not going to go in correctly. This cabinet here was supposed to open the other direction, and they mounted it wrong, so they have to get a new cabinet. The cabinets are getting crown mold all the way around the top up here, and if you look to the left, the first cabinets, the crown molding will work. These cabinets over here are so much higher, the crown molding is not going to work. All these cabinets on this right wall here that I'm showing you have to be lowered for the crown molding to work. This here, pretty tacky job, where they screwed in from here and then the installer said just use caulk to hide the holes. Then he screwed in here from this direction, split the cabinet. And to boot off, you stand back, and if you look close at this, you'll see that the whole wall is tweaked there. See the gap there in between the level? Apparently what he did is he mounted this up here, then he mounted this, and then he screwed this instead of making sure that this cabinet was over here where this thing was level. So this has got to be done. This has got to be reordered and taken out. He did have to saw this cabinet, which we understood because it was too tall. He's still got to line all the doors. They did some damage on this right here when they was doing whatever they was doing. And there. This back here, I had to cut out the plumbing for him, which he had said had to come off, but as big as a hole as he had to make, the plumbing could have stayed. But I understood he had to cut the hole that way. If you notice on this cabinet job, I have not seen one shim anywhere. Nowhere. To keep stuff straight and aligned, no shims. And then to make matters worse, and this could happen to anybody, this outlet here, the wires go in here and they go up and they go over to this outlet. Well, apparently when he screwed that screw in there, you can see that it's at an angle, and he hit a wire. And then he lied and said the outlets never worked to begin with. So now we got a guy coming out to remove these cabinets so that the electricians can come in and cut behind the drywall behind the cabinets and run a new wire from here to there. Like I say, all these cabinets got to come down because they're all too high. And they all don't match. You can look here. He's got a good gap here on this side. But look at the gap on this side. You couldn't even keep them straight. Like I say, right now we're not saying who did it or who we got them from, but I might update you on that later on.